Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam. Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So Acharya started the Tattvabodha with a pradijna. Bhagavan said, I shall expound the Tattva. Tattva Viveka Prakaranam Vakshyamaha. The Tattva Viveka is only possible for a Adhikari. So who is Adhikari? Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna. The text started with Sadhana Chatushtaya Sambatti and then proceeded to study the three aspects of Vedanta: Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. And after discussing Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara, then the main topic of Vedanta is Atmanubhuti, experience of the true self through Tattvabodha, through Tattvamasi Chintanam. So we listen to Tattvamasi Chintanam also. How the Tattvamasi, thou art, you are that, is the truth. That also explained through the Bhagat Tyaga Lakshana, Jahad Ajahad Lakshana. Now once we realize Tattvamasi, we understand Tattvamasi. How? Through the Shravana, then Manana, then Nididhyasanam. That Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana leads to Dhyana, Dharana and Samadhi. We abide in this experience of Aham Brahmasmi. In Samadhi also there are two levels. One is Savikalpa, another is Nirvikalpa. In Savikalpa Samadhi there is one thought. There is no other thought at all. The one thought is Aham Brahmasmi. In Nididhyasana also Aham Brahmasmi only. But in Nididhyasana it is a prayatnam. When Nididhyasana, I keep on yada. Whenever mind is distracted, I bring it back to Aham Brahmasmi Chintanam. That is Nididhyasana. But when it becomes ayatna lalidam, without any effort, when effortless continuous thinking is known as Savikalpa Samadhi in Vedanta. When that Savikalpa Samadhi continues for some time, when it becomes pravruddham, then that aham asmi, those bhava also drops. There is no more a thinking, but it is becoming direct experience. Only Brahman alone is there. That Brahman alone am I. That is known as Samadhi. That is known as the lakshya of Advaita Vedanta. Ishvara Sakshatkara, Atma Sakshatkara is the Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. I am that Brahman alone. Sachidananda Rupoham Ahamevaham Avyaya. I am that immortal. I am that Sachidananda Brahma. No? Chaturtham, that Atmaham, this Anubhava is the goal of life. So in Vedanta Shastra, we discuss about any Shastra actually, any Shastra, that's what I was telling, any darshanam of Bharatavarsha, they have to explain about the final goal of our life. Whether it is Jainam, whether it is Bauddham, whether it is Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, any philosophy of India should explain the ultimate goal of life. Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta also. So what is Advaita Vedanta's in standpoint? What is the final goal of life? It is known as moksha, muktihi, kaivalyam. Different words are used to indicate the supreme state known as moksha, mukti, kaivalya, etc. In Vedanta Shastra, when you read the Vedantic text, you will see that different types of moksha are discussed. Different types of moksha. Of course, in the Vedanta Shastra, in Vaishnava and not as Bhakti schools, they talk about Salokya moksha, Sarupya moksha, etc., etc. But in Vedantic understanding, the moksha is Sayujya alone. Going into a world, being near to the Lord, etc. is a very good thing. But according to Advaita Vedanta, moksha is Sayujya, becoming one with the Supreme. Actually, not one becoming with the Supreme also, to realize and abide that the Tattva of Ishvara and the Tattva of me is one and the same. Not an information, but an experience. Aparoksha anubhuti. So that aparoksha anubhuti, the direct experience that I am the Supreme Consciousness, is the moksha in Kaivalya, in Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta. So in that also classified as 3 levels. One is known as Krama Muktihi. Second is known as Jivan Muktihi. Third is known as Videha Muktihi. What do you mean by Krama Mukti? Krama means step by step. Okay? So suppose we are all listen to Vedanta now. We know that this Jivatma Paramatma Aikya is the goal of our life. And then we do Bahiranga Sadhana and Andaranga Sadhana. We listen to the Vedanta again and again and again. We try to understand the essence of it. We meditate upon that. That's all we do. But one problem is there, that our body has an expiry date. Okay? The moment that expiry date comes, our body will fall. Okay? Suppose we have reached up to Mananam, or even we started to start Nididhyasana, that somehow we are able to think Aham Brahmasmi. Okay? Now when then it's distracted, but still we can do that. But then suppose our body falls at that stage, what will happen to us? Again, we have to come back to the world and start. They say, no. Suppose a person is with Viveka and Vairagya and Samadhi Shatka Sambhati and Mumukshutva, and a person is actually has given up all the desires for everything else, he is fully concentrated, he or she, okay? That person is fully understood Atma Tattva, and he abides in that Atma Tattva, but still that direct experience of Paroksha Anubhuti has not happened. Such a person, he attains Uttarayana Gati. He reaches Brahmaloka. When the body falls, he will not come back to this, Janana Marana, etc. He will reach Uttarayana Gati. He will go to the Brahmaloka. And in Brahmaloka, he will be seated in front of Bhagavan Brahmaji himself. Jagadamba Sri Mahasaraswati's Sanidhya is there. And there, he will continue his Atma Chintana. And there, because in Brahmaloka there is no time, that is limitless time is there. There he will continue his Atma Chintana, and there he will realize Atma Anumukti. Aham Brahmasmi. When he realized that, he became Mukta. So it's like a stage by step by step by step. See, we say, no, Vedanta Vijnana Sunischidartha Sannyasa Yoga Yadayas Suddha Sattva Aha Te Brahmaloke Tuparandakale Paramrutat Parimuchyandi Sarve. So we go to the Brahmaloka, be there and then do meditation there, continues our Niridhyasanam, Dhyanam, Dharana, Samadhi there. And from there, we don't come back to this cycle of birth and death. That is known as Krama Mukti. Kramam, step by step. From the world, they go to Brahmaloka. From Brahmaloka, they gain the moksha. Next is known as Jivan Mukti. The real, the advocacy, the Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta always advocates about Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti means Jivan Neva Muktaha. You know, while living in this body itself, we realize that I am Brahman. There was a kingdom, and the king and the entire royal family and the prince, all of them, they went to see a mela. And the prince was only 2-3 years old, and mela was there, big, utsava was going on, and then everybody was scattered. And after the end of the day, when the king asked, where is the prince was never to see. They searched everywhere and the prince is lost. They tried their best, but they could not find. Many years passed. One day, the minister was visiting in another country. He was riding his horse, and then he saw that somebody, a young, handsome man, is begging. He said, why this person is begging? He went near him, and then, so in olden days, nowadays we do tattoo, etc. Before, they used to do a kind of tattoo in the bodies to recognize. And he saw that royal sign is tattooed onto his shoulder, and then he recognized this is the prince. Okay. Now he went to the prince. He says, he's now young, but he told him who he is. First he said, nee, I'm a beggar. I'm not a prince or anything. But then, because deep within there are some memory of, something in that boy's mind also. Then slowly he remembered, yes, really I am the prince. Tattvamasi, you are the prince. And slowly the prince got that recognition. It's known as Prati Abhijna. It's not a new thing. He recognized that, I am that. Now, at that moment, he understood, oh my God, I am the prince, I am not a beggar, I am the Lord of the Lord and all that. But then minister said, chal, we'll go back to the kingdom and the king will be so happy. He said, please give me one more day. See, I was living in this, some beggar, he was lost during that, utsava, and some beggars took him and all that. Now he is a part of a beggar team. So I want to stay with them for one more day. And next day also he went for begging. See, yesterday when he went for begging, if somebody gives him some 1 rupee, he used to feel very happy. And if somebody is very insulting, he used to feel very angry. Now, after recognizing that I am the prince, when he went to people and when they gave him 1 rupee, he was not happy. He felt very, connected with those people. Oh, such a good person he is. And when somebody insults him, he just laughs within. So this state of recognition is known as Jivan Mukti. Even when we are alive, We recognize that we are not a jiva who is born and who is going to die. The body will die, not me. The mind and body and intellect will have ups and downs. I am not the body, mind or intellect. So there is no death, there is no sorrow, there is no bondage, nothing. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. I am the complete sin, complete, truth. I have no death or birth, I have no bodies, nothing. I am that supreme consciousness. Even when we are living in this body, this anubhava is possible. So while we living in the body itself, when we get that direct experience, aparoksha anubhuti, that is known as Jivan Mukti. Jivan is present continuous. Gachan, Swapan, Shwasan, Pralapan, Visrajan, Grinhan, Vinmishan, Nimishan. Like that Jivan, mane jeete huye. Now, even when living, while living in the body, Mukti. Huh? Like? Yes. So, even when we are alive, so many Mahatmas, Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsas, Bhagavan Ramana, so many. So, there are thousands and thousands of realized masters who actually experience this Jivan Mukti. So, that even while living in this body, we realize and recognize oneself as Sachidananda Brahman. That is known as Jivan Mukti. So after Jivan Mukti, what happens? After Jivan Mukti, what happens? Two things happen. When they enter into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, there are many Mahatmas. They enter into Mahasamadhi, enter into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and then they stay in that state for 23 days or 24 days, and the body will just fall. They won't come back because there is nothing to do. Okay? There's nothing to do. What is there? Jo hona hai wo ho gaya, abhi to kya kare? He just drops his body and then knowing going, nothing going, done. But some Mahatmas who are, because of their compassion for us, or because Ishvara wishes so, or the Samashti Prarabdha, they come back. After the Samadhi, because of Samashti Prarabdha or his Prarabdha or our Prarabdha, he come back and then he live in this world. Even when while he is living in this world also, he feel he is Brahman. No more. Avidya will never be able to catch him again. But when he is in the world, when transactional world is there, transactions will happen. He will also eat, he will also sleep, he will also talk. Sometimes you will see that he is angry, sometimes you will see that he is very pleased. All that, they are all in the body, mind and intellect. Things will happen. But deep within, he will never forget that I am Atma. How is it possible? Like how we all think that we are a jiva. When we get up, do we say, oh, I am a jiva? No, I am this body. Let me become the body. No, it is naturally there. Whether we are asleep, whether we are dreaming, whether we are wake up, our individuality, aham jivaha, I am a identified consciousness. This is very much there. It's naturally there. Prakritya eva asti. Like that, in a Jivan Mukta, Prakritya, he knows that he is Supreme Consciousness. We think we are Jiva, he realizes he is Brahman. But as that, in that state it says, Sarvabhutastham Atmanam Sarvabhutani Chatmani Kshate Yoga Yuktatma. When he enters into that state, when he opens his eyes and see, there are two types of existence for him. One is known as Shaivam, another is known as Vaishnava. What is Vaishnava Darsana? Vaishnava Darsana is when he opens his eyes and see the world. What is the meaning of Vishnu? Vyapanatvad Vishnuhu. When he look at each and every being, not only human beings, whether it is a rat or a cat or a dog or a bird, he see that his own consciousness is taken that rupa and then living. Entire Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Entire Vishwa is nothing but the expression of Atma when he opens his eyes. And when he closes his eyes, so when he opens his eyes, Sarvabhutastham Atmanam. He see himself in everything. And when he closes his eyes, Sarvabhutani cha Atmani. Everything is only existing in me. Everything, this entire universe is existing in my consciousness. I am existing in everything. There is no Dvaitam. Advaitam Paramarthataha. That becomes, for us it's only a word. For them it is their direct experience. That state is known as Jivan Mukti. Even while alive, even when he is doing all the transactions through the body, mind and intellect, deep within he has no doubt, who am I? That is known as Jivan Mukti. Now comes the other one, Videha Mukti. What is Videha Mukti? So that Jiva, that not Jiva, that Mahatma, the realized master, live in the body. How much ever is the prarabdha of this body, he live. And then when the prarabdha ends, the body falls. So what is Videha Mukti? Vimuktascha vimuchyate. He's already realized. But then because of the body, because of prarabdha, like if a arrow is shot, then afterwards I should have, the arrow will go. As long as that momentum is there, the arrow will move. Same way, the ones, some Mahatmas, they live in the body until the body's prarabdha kshaya happens. Once the prarabdha kshaya happens, the body falls. That's it. He's not going anywhere, everywhere, because he is Sachidananda Brahma. That's what we call as Mahasamadhi. So Mahasamadhi means even that his association with the Sthula Sharira is also ended, like a drop of water become one with the entire Mahasamudra. So, because of prarabdha, body exists. So, prarabdha or karma, because of that, see, one thing another. These Mahatmas has the power to end the prarabdha also, if they want. If they are no more desire to, carry forward, they will. Otherwise, sometimes they live in the bodies for hundreds of years. The Prakriti's control over them is only secondary. That's how there are Mahatmas. If you read our history, you will see that there was one Mahatma in Nepal, Shiva Hari Baba, no, not Hari, Shivapuri Baba. Okay, they say that Shivapuri Baba lived for some 600 or 700 years. Not just telling, there are records. He met Victoria, and then there are photographs with Victoria, etc. And he left in 1960s sometime. Like that, there are people, there are Mahatmas. The Guru of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Totapuri Maharaj, he left his body in 1964. When he met Sri Ramakrishna in 1980, 50 somewhere, that time already he was 400 years old. The body. So what I am trying to say that that's up to them. When it's not like us, they decide when they want to leave the body, when they want to, okay. But once they decide to leave the body, see, in all our case, with whatever our punya papa, accordingly we go up and down. They have no going up or coming down. Vimuktascha vimuchyate. That becomes supreme oneness with the supreme consciousness. That is known as Videha Mukti. So, Advaita Vedanta is talking about the three kinds of mukti. One is Krama Mukti, step by Mukti. Another is Jivan Mukti, moksha while living, Videha Mukti. Once the body drops, that's it. So that is known as Videha, Deha, Sharira. Videha without the Sharira. Moksha. For us, we go to some world, etc. There is no going. Natasya pranaha utkramanti. His pranas will not go anywhere, everywhere. They are there. Now there is a fourth category in Vedanta also. It's known as Nitya Muktaha. Okay. So we speak about different Urdhva lokas, no? Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, Maha, Janaha, Tapaha. These three worlds are the abode of Jivan Muktas, or no, Nitya Muktas, means they are liberated. Even though they are liberated, I mean, they have direct experience of Atma. Please pay attention. But some of the such Mahatmas, they decide to live on in subtle bodies. They will give up their Stula Sharira at the time of Videha Mukti, but then they continue to exist in subtle body, in these higher worlds. And now and then they will come back in order to, in order to do the taranam of us. They come back, they take a body, and then they live with us like Mahagurus, great Mahatmas, realized masters. Many of them are Jivan Mukta. While living, while taking birth itself, they are Mukta. They are not here to gain moksha. They are Mukta. But they come back for our sake. Think about, if such Mahatmas were not there, what will happen to us? So they come back again and again and again, not for a moksha of them, for the moksha and benefit and the blessing of the world. Such people are known as Nitya Muktas. Or sometimes when Bhagavan decides to come, when Bhagavan decides to take avatara, many of such, Jivan Muktas will also accompany Bhagavan. In order to whatever things Bhagavan is doing, they enjoy to be with the Lord. And then as the sevaks or the disciples, etc., many Jivan Muktas take birth along with Mahatmas. That is not for there any moksha or anything. No, they want to bless the world. Okay? You will see that whenever great Mahatmas take birth, you will see that a bunch of people, not ordinary people, a bunch of people are there with them who carry forward the mission of Mahatmas for some more time. And then they disappear. So such many things happens. These are all classified as three: Krama Mukti, Jivan Mukti, and Videha. So what about these Mahatmas who are living in Sukshma Sharira? They are Jivan Muktas. Means they are Muktas only. But then the Jiva, they live through the Sukshma Sharira. And whenever they wish, they create a Stula Sharira. They say, if you are a real sadhak, what do you mean by real sadhak? We are really wanted to feel the presence of God in our life. We really want to have Bhagavan's darshan or Bhagavan's grace. We really want to experience the oneness with Supreme, etc. Suppose, really, most of the people in this path, they pretend they really do not have any such agraha to become one with. No, they pray to Bhagavan, oh Bhagavan, aa jao. And if Bhagavan says, yes, I am coming, they run away. Sometimes we pray, oh, मैं तो माँ की आराधना करता हूँ, परंतु माँ तो दर्शन देती ही नहीं है, etc. we say. And one night you sit and do some japa, you start to listen to the anklets of Devi. Wow, think about you. So because we are not ready. But if suppose we are really ready, if you really want that, these Mahatmas who are there in the Sukshma Sharira, they help us. They take us to, sometimes you are just, and then some paper comes to in your hand, where there is an advertisement that such a thing happened. Something, you are just browsing and then something comes up. Somehow, the divine hand help you. You know, many of you, if you have taken up any upasana, you will know, suppose, you have taken an upasana for days, and then you are supposed to wake up 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock for your japa. If you are, because of tiredness, if you are sleeping, you will feel that somebody is touching you and making you awake, because they are more interested than us. They are looking how a father is, expecting a son or a child to be born and progress. The same way, all these Mahatmas are looking at us. Kab aa jayega ye? Kuch vivek kab hoga? Kuch vairag kab hoga? They are looking at us, all of us, and they are very ready to help us if we are ready. Okay, so all that is actually a kind of Jivan Mukti only, means they live in a subtle body and they can take any bodies because the Prakriti is under their control. They can create bodies. They can come to us as a dog or a cat or a bird or a human being or a beggar or a whatever. So always understand that Bhagavan also can take anybody. Mahatmas also take anybody. So never ever hurt anyone. Who is coming to us, we do not know. So always have that Shraddha that Atithi Devaha. Who are coming to us is Bhagavan himself. Okay, that is something else. So these are the 3 types of moksha Advaita Vedanta speak about. Now Bhagavan is also indicating those things in this. Page number 109. 109. Evam cha Vedanta vakyaihi Sadguru upadeshena cha Sarveshvapi bhuteshu Yesham Brahma buddhihi utpanna Te jivan muktaha Ityartha. Evam cha Vedanta vakyaihi Sadguru upadeshena cha Sarveshvapi bhuteshu Yesham Brahma buddhihi utpanna Te jivan muktaha ityartha. So, what is the end result of Vedanta Vichara? The end result of Vedanta Vichara is Jivan Muktihi. Jivaneva Muktihi. How is this possible? Vedanta Vakyaihi Sadguru Padeshena cha. By study of the Vedanta Shastra, by proper understanding of the Vedanta Shastra, and by the grace and blessings of the Guru. Sadguru Padesha. See, with Vedanta Vakya, we can go up to one limit, okay? So we can come to that, we hear Vedanta, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, we understand Aham Brahmasmi, we meditate upon Aham Brahmasmi, Purusha Prayatna is possible. Now, we do this Aham Brahmasmi Chintanam. There is a point where the Chintana is dropped and Anubhuti comes in. That point where our Purusha Prayatna ends and experience comes, there we need a bridge which changes the Purusha Prayatna, self-effort, into direct experience. That bridge is known as the grace of God, the grace of Ishvara. There are many people in the world who studies Vedanta, who are intellectually convinced that they are Brahman, etc. But if you really ask, they are not experienced. Why? Sometimes people get so much attached with their thoughts also. Many people, they get so much attached with their, their questions. They are not ready to give up their question. Even if 100 people answer their question, they cannot, because they are so attached with their questions. Like that, many people are very much attached with the scriptural knowledge also. Okay, but there comes a moment where even that scriptural knowledge also should be dropped. At that moment, where there is no alambana, that moment where there is no help, where there is no alambana, at that moment, the grace of Guru, the grace of Bhagavan only work. In pole vault, we use a pole to rise. And there is a moment where you have to throw the pole also backward. That final jump in Vedanta is based on Guru Kripa or Ishvara Kripa. So that's why here you see Bhagavan is using two words. Vedanta Vakyaihi Sadguru Upadeshena Cha. What Sadguru's Upadesha is Vedanta Vakya only. But then why Bhagavan is using both Guru and Vedanta? Because Vedanta gives us an intellectual understanding. Guru gives us experiential knowledge. So that's why in our system, parampara is very, very important. Sadashva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. That Guru Parampara is the force which converts our intellectual conviction into experiential knowledge. Narada Bhakti Sutra says, Tattu Mahat Kripaya Eva Ishvara Kripale Sadhva. Srimad Narada in Bhakti Sutra writes, Tattu means that ability to live. The pole, with the help of the pole, we have reached that state. Now there is the moment come where you have to throw the pole also back and jump. That moment, that is possible by Tattu Mahat Kripaya Eva. The Kripa, the compassion, the blessing, the grace of the Gurus. Or Ishvara Kripa. No, but I have no Guru, no God, what will happen? Please understand, Bhagavan Sri Dakshinamurti himself is the Guru of everyone. Whoever comes to our life as Guru is also Bhagavan Dakshinamurti. So don't feel, oh, I do not have a Guru. Sri Dakshinamurti is the Guru of all of us. Or Hayagriva is the Guru of all of us. There is Bhagavan himself is the Guru. So don't have that feel, no, I don't have a Guru, so there's no moksha. See, if Bhagavan wishes, Bhagavan will come to our life in the form of a Guru, or Bhagavan himself is the Guru. Take refuge at his lotus feet. Pray to him, O Lord, please save me. No, at that last moment of japa. That's why there's a famous bhajan, no? Mama manasa chanchala ratra dine Gurudeva Dayakar Deenajane. What is that Manasa Chanchala Ratra Dine? Not that Ratri day when our mind is, no. At that moment where you have to give up your mind also, your intellect also, and jump. That is a dark night, a dark point, because we do not know where are we jumping. There is no light. At that moment, Gurudeva Dayakar Deenajane. So, evam cha Vedanta vakyaihi Sadguru Upadeshena cha. What happened? Sarveshu Bhudeshu. In all existence, whether they are human beings or birds or animals, devatas, rakshasas, asuras, in every being, yesham, for whom Brahma Buddhi Ulpanna, a person who understands that Sarvam Khalyutam Brahma, everything is Brahman. Animals and birds and people and devatas and asuras, all of them are none other than Sachidanandatma, my own Atma. Te Jivan Muktaha. They are the Jivan Muktas. Those people are known as Jivaneva Muktaha. They are liberated while living in this body itself. Now, when you hear the word Jivan Muktaha, of course a doubt comes to us. What do you mean by Jivan Muktaha? Nanu Jivan Muktakaha. Page number 110. Yada Dehoham Purushoham Brahmanoham Shudroham Asmi iti Dridhanishchayaha Tadha Maham Brahmanaha Na Shudraha Na Purushaha Kintu Asangaha Satchidananda Swarupaha Prakasha Rupaha Sarvandadyami Chidakasha Rupaha Asmi iti Dridhanishchaya Rupaha Aparoksha Jnanavan Jivan Muktaha. Who is the Jivan Mukta? How we all feel? How do we all feel when we wake up from our sleep? There's no need of sit down and then think, okay, I am a Jiva, I am a Purusha, I am a Stri, I am a Brahmana, etc., etc., etc. So many thoughts come. But it's very natural, you don't have to, we don't have to remind ourselves that I am this or that. Naturally it comes. Like that, when we recognize that I am nothing related to Stula Sukshma Karana Sharira, Ham Stula Sukshma Karana Sharira Vyatiriktaha Sarvandadyami Let Dehatrayatitaha Pancha Koshas Sachidananda Rupaha Atma. One who has that direct experience that I am the Supreme Consciousness. Such a person with experience, not knowledge, okay, not information. Such a person is known as, that's why in Vedanta we call two verses. One is known as Jnani, another is Vijnani. In Bhagavad Gita there is a chapter known as Jnana Vijnana Yoga. So now all of us are Jnani. We can also give back and then go back and give a great speech. You know, who are you? Sachidananda Ruposi. Sachidananda Rupoham, etc., etc. But that is only our intellect speaking. But when a person directly experiences that I am the Supreme Consciousness, how does he feel? How we feel that I am a man, I am a woman, I am a person. The same way he feels that he is Sachidananda Brahma. That state of direct experience, Vedanta we call it Aparokshanubhuti. A person with that Aparokshanubhuti is called as Jivan Mukta. How does a Jivan Mukta feel? Yadha, the same way, Dehoham, I am this body, Purushoham, I am a man, I am a human being, Brahmanoham, I am a Brahmin, Shudroham, I am a Shudra. Yes, some things are given. Why Kshatriya and Vaishya is That is not just telling now how what kind of wrong notions comes to us. I am the body. And see, what first thing is I am a body. Second thing is I am a Purusha or a Stri. Third thing is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, etc. So all these kinds of thoughts, one after another, wrong identifications. When one gets identified with the body, then comes Purusha, Stri, then comes all other identifications. I am a manager, I am a worker, I am a priest, I am a farmer. All this coming from the identification with body. That's why first is Dehoham, then Purushoham, then all that other things how we introduce ourselves. Asmiti, Dridhanishchayaha, we have no doubt. The same way we have that conviction that we are this body, we are a man or a woman, I am a chartered accountant or a doctor or a farmer or a teacher. How firm conviction we have. Dridhanishchayaha tatha, the same way. Naham brahmanaha. I am not a Brahmin. Na Shudraha, I am not a Shudra. Why? Because I am not Sharira. The first thing what happens in Atma Anubhava is we burn the identification with the body. Vidyade hridaya grandhihi chidyande sarva samshayaha kshiyande jasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. When we have the direct experience, all our karma, all our wrong identification, thinking that I am the body, mind and intellect, that is burned down. Because there is no more identification with Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira. There is no identification as a Jiva. I am a Jiva. I am a Brahmana, I am a Kshatriya, I am a Vaishya, I am a Shudra, I am a teacher, I am a manager, I am a husband, I am a wife. Everything is gone. Na Shudraha, na Purushaha. I am not all that. Then who am I? Hindu, Asangaha. I am that supreme consciousness without any Sangha, without any attachment with the bodies, Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira, or Pancha Koshaha, or Avastatraya. Asangaha, Asangoham, Asangoham, Asangoham Gunapunya. I am unattached with the Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira, Pancha Koshaha, Avastatraya. I am not at all attached with anything. Asangoham, Satchidananda Swarupa. Then who are you? I am Sat, I am Chit, I am Ananda. I am the supreme existence, consciousness, bliss absolute. That's I am. Satchidananda Swarupa, Prakasha Rupa, effulgent. I am the one who gives light to Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira. If Sthula Sharira is functioning, Sukshma Sharira is functioning, that is because of the light which is provided by me. This entire universe is existing in my light. Prakasha Swarupaha. I am the effulgent of the nature of effulgence. No, I am effulgent one. I am the one who gives the light. That's why we, every morning, when we do Arati, what is Arati? Natatra Suryo Bhati, Nachandra Tarakam, Nema Vidyudo Bhanti, Kutoyam Agnihi. Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam. See, we are showing Agni to you, and this Agni cannot reflect your true nature. Because of your nature, this Agni is shining. Tasya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati. Everything is, shining because of Atma's Sarupa. So I am that Prakasha Ruposmi. I am the effulgent nature which gives light for the existence of everything else. Prakasha Rupaha, Sarva Antaryami. I am the indweller of all beings. Everywhere, Ahamasmi is there. All beings, whether it is a snake or a rat or a cat or a lion, they all feel aham, I. That aham. That Antaryami, the intruder of all beings, Chidakasha Ruposmi. I am like that endless akashas, Chidakasha, formless awareness, in which all these forms appears and disappears. I am the Chidakasha. I am that, Akasha, the endless space of Chit consciousness. I am that formless awareness and everything happens. Iti dridhanishchaya rupaha, that dridhanishchaya, that firm conviction, satche aparoksha jnanavan, immediate knowledge. It is not because of somebody else. Let's say, it's immediate knowledge, which is not dependent upon any sharira or indriya. That aparoksha jnanavan, a person who recognize, realize, aham brahmasmi, such a person is known as Jivan Mukta. 114. Brahmaivahamasmiti aparoksha jnanena nikhila karma bandha vinirmuktaha syad brahma eva aham asmi iti aparoksha jnanena nikhila karma bandha vinirmuktaha syad. When I recognize, realize, Brahma eva aham asmi, I am the Supreme Consciousness. When I get this direct experience of Brahma eva aham asmi, that aparoksha jnana, that immediate knowledge, leads me to moksha. Now, nikhila karma bandha vinirmukta, all the karmas are broken. Vidyade hridaya grandhi chiyad, kshiyande chasya karmani, all his karmas are broken, and then he becomes, abides in his consciousness. There is nothing which can control him. Brahma eva ahamasmi. I am alone, that supreme consciousness. Iti aparoksha jnana. We have discussed this before. You see, there are three types of knowledge. Pratyaksha jnana, that which is known through aksham prati, through our senses, is known as pratyaksha. Paroksha jnana is by inference. When we see smoke, we understand there is fire. So we are not seeing the fire. कुछ देखे और कुछ पता चलते हैं हमको by the process of inference. That is known as paroksha jnana. Aparoksha jnana is the direct experience. It is not, see, for example, now, what is aparoksha jnana? Aham asmi, I am there. For that, we do not need any pratyaksha. We don't need any indriya or any mind or anything. Even when they are not there in the Swapna and Sushupti, we know that I am asmi. So he also have a aparoksha jnana. What is the aparoksha jnana? Aham asmi. But only problem is we think that aham is a jiva identified with bodies. But when we recognize that this aham is not a jiva. I am beyond the bodies. I am the supreme consciousness. That direct experience without the help of any indriya, that is known as aparoksha jnana. When that aparoksha jnana happens, nikhila karma bandha vinirmuktihi, all the karma, every karma will be destroyed. We will become free from all types of karma. Now comes a new topic of karma. Actually, Bhagavan wanted to conclude it here, but then Bhagavan used the word karma. Now, because of that, Bhagavan explains the concept of karma and concludes the text. What is karma? The word karma has different meanings. Okay, what is the first and foremost meaning of karma? Karma means action. Karma means action. But here, in the Karma Shastra, karma is not only action. More than karma, more than action, the word karma indicates the impressions created by actions. In Bharatiya Shastra, karma means the impressions, the vasanas created by actions is indicated as karma. So we say, no, what happened to him? Uska karma hai. Not that means his action. What it means is something else. What is that? So that is what explained in the next portion, the last portion of Tattvabodha, that we'll discuss in next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.